Adeshima my mamu nyina joka se boy yes aka na nwumre na ye de ebram ye de free ship house Abeka junction Accra ye to ma ne obabi a wo hwe yen efri bia kase boy die edimu akotene bi ene se OSP e de ababetu edwa se owura kenofuriata se si e die oye obi a ye hwehwe no din Broni beka se oye wanted wasan aka sa asemi bio
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edi atudwa se yenkwaye enkono a na eye galamsey for agia boso sabre die etimi age emu enwotwe afiri wo mu ensem
Mampanyi John Dramani Mahama kasa dia fa gold board ho wo se gold board nhihye ya wo mu yeye no aboye papa nam so ama Ghana se ye koye nim na nhihye ya hodo bebre egu apono so a wo ba beye gold no kra yetu a yemfa nkwa ama no ne ma wo mumum enko dane na nsanfa mre ya bodin ye wonyoma ye beye
saso na sabe Chamber of Petroleum Consumers omodi atudwa se eye efanwo enteso no yenhwe nimu na ye mana kwaba
otumfo abo mampanyi John Dramani Mahama abaso se ni dwuma wo die enioma wo ya ma oman no etumpo no nkoso anya ne saa na ho brase eni adwumaden a wo ye no ebeboa oman na boa wo no ankasa enti amani nyai onkoso na onkoso
South Yogusoa ejina His Royal Majesty to vote say to sumienu enra abakwasem ekoso ewo enkran ewo oman Ghana mu no ankasa edietia ne chacha mu ebepie mu ewo Despite Automobile Museum eso eye ahomamu etwaye ebie ano
ensempi ka ho ene de bramo ewo kasebo mu enyuma ko bi adarom
asada kese enkoma Best Point Savings and Loans any best assurance for usika some no insurance some nyina ekodan wo ne ho ene bia obenya ahotoso this way chocolate drink ma unsanka bi emofa pempenfo pe obibia epe you too I data salt e yenchene pa me oba penti no enchena metimi akamfo dia ma any you too I data salt so na special eyes mineral water abuju super papa enso man kwenti na me kamfo dia ma say ema bi mpa wufi eda
Medi edi akosi asapon mene
abina chain watch
era ensem nimu edi na special prosecutor a wo omemu eye yera kisi ajaman na opanyi ene nsentwofo edi enkita ho encheye ene oto enkra edema owura kenofuriata se embre bi atwam yera afi mu anase abanfoforo ebaaye no ade a wo ye nhwehwemu dia fa ensem ahodo ene enuoma bi a ankoso yie ewo memu a OSP wo ho kwan so otimi ye hwehwemu efa ho eno ene o chese otonsa ede frɛ owura kenofuriata kane so afọ ana ohwe sikasem so se womra se de be ya obeba beboa hwehwemu no nanso eduru ho no na opanyin ni omayimu wo chese wo bono a na onim ba bi a owo ene onim de eye no enu nti okase we declare no wanted ye hwehwe no na asemu ye obekan nam so e ma na lawyer fo so e ba bekan se wo mo trokrata de akwakoma OSP se opanyin ne ho dodo no enti okọ ayarehwe oniomanyimu na emu ano ya twen a OSP se wa twen a besi sabre wontumi ensa ma ne bre bia bio na wo hwe animu se anka opanyin beba bepiem enne nti o ma abre se ebeduru ho no na opanyin emaye a ade obeye ene se wode no ebeto Interpol wonum red notice so eno kire se oye wanted ye hwehwe no enti baabi owo bia ne Interpolfo enko na wo mo enko hwehwe no se de be ya wo betimi de no aba omanyimu na hwehwemu esefata eni ebia kwadu bia wo de bebo no wo de abo no
OSP views Mr. Furiata's lawyer's letter dated 28 May 2025 as an expression of utter bad faith on the part of Mr. Furiata, and it confirms our long-held, well-considered opinion and conclusion that Mr. Furiata has no intention of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction and to attend the OSP. Further, this office is unaware of his purported information to the court, whether orally or by file processes, of the alleged change in his circumstances. Today is Monday, 2 June 2025. It is more than 3 hours past the scheduled time of Mr. Furiata's attendance at the OSP, and Mr. Furiata failed to attend the OSP today. Mr. Furiata's conduct is totally unacceptable and a baleful spite at law enforcement and criminal investigations. It ends here. It ends today. We will no longer accommodate him. Consequently, the OSP redeclares that Mr. Foriata is a wanted person and a fugitive from justice. His name is hereby re-entered on the OSP's list of wanted persons. The OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure Mr. Foriata's return to the jurisdiction and to answer to the criminal inquiries against him. In pursuance of this, about 30 minutes before this briefing, I triggered processes for the issuance of an Interpol red notice for the location and provisional arrest of Mr. Kenneth Nanaya Oforiata in whichever jurisdiction pending extradition or his surrender. Around the same time, I dispatched a request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which Mr. Oforiata may be located or found. The OSP will prefer criminal charges in the courts against Mr. Oforiata in due course, whether in absentia or otherwise. The principle upon which we proceed is that no person, regardless of title, regardless of status, regardless of medical condition, is beyond the reach of inquiry by the OSP.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Sabri wadiato ejase na banyi eba yeyi womo a omofa kwambone so etu efoma gudie aye kana galamsefo no ano magye enkwaye enkono aboso etu efoma gudie ewomu bia na yede ato honom se hode ye munwremu entu efoma gudie ho no Sabri na banyi timi abone homoden age emu wotwe edi free womo ensem no mampanyine sesa enhyehyeye ne saa na muntu ye omatu no yade a esombu yie pa eba beboa ama yensase no yetimi adane ani na afia san abo eho ban ama nenya na ho oden enunti ena na ban etimi aye enhyehyeye bi te se Sabri womo atete emabunu bi aye from water gati omo begina yensuonsuo no ano no mabɔ ho ban sɛde be ya eye galamsefo yi entimi emo emfa enwremu afọ mampanyi sa de tuje bio se nei ye ba no ye excavators na omo de omo ni di ekire na womo de enhyehyɛ ya to akwamu no motimi attrack ni nyina no mahu se dwumadi a eba abedi no se dwumadi no pote na edi anase ekwakwakye illegal mining na wo show my Ghana anase bibrema say ya Ghana pa ene wo excavators so mampanyi de nsemi etudwa ewo global mining summit I so ewo Kempiski ene.
As the world becomes more transactional in relations between countries, it becomes even more critical for us to use our natural resource endowment to create prosperity for our people. Another pillar of reform is inclusive mining. Over 1 million people in Ghana depend on artisanal and small-scale mining for sustenance. However, this sector has often been informal, conflict-prone, and environmentally damaging. We're therefore taking bold steps to formalize the small-scale mining sector through initiatives such as the Cooperative Mining and Skills Development Program, the Ghana Landscape Restoration and Small-Scale Mining Project. And as the Minister said, there are various initiatives underway. These initiatives aim to provide legal access to land, training, equipment, and shared infrastructure. We also will eliminate the use of mercury and supporting environmentally safe alternatives for mining. Let me be clear at this juncture. Artisanal miners are not enemies of the state. If properly trained and supported, they can be allies in our development. Working together with the small-scale mining sector, we will reclaim our forest reserves and restore the purity of our water bodies. Our river guards are working on clearing mining activities in our water bodies and on the banks of our rivers. We've successfully, as the Minister told you, we have successfully cleared illegal miners out of 8 out of the 9 no-go zone forest reserves. We will track excavators, as the Minister said, in order to know whether they are being used for illegal mining or not. And we intend to change the permitting regime. Ghana has more excavators in this country than in the whole of Africa. We're going to change the permitting regime. You will not be allowed to import an excavator or put it on a ship unless you get a permit before you can ship an excavator. Mining cannot be sustainable unless it's also responsible. Environmental degradation, water pollution, and community displacement are not inevitable byproducts of mining. They are the consequences of poor governance and enforcement. We're strengthening environmental, social, and governance frameworks across the mining sector. And this will include, like I said, banning toxic chemicals in gold processing like mercury, mandating site rehabilitation. And so it means that small-scale miners and medium-scale mining must also have rehabilitation clauses in their permits to reclaim the land, enforcing community development agreements, and promoting renewable energy use in our mining sector.
Wo dwumadie kro no ase mampanyi John Dramani Mahama de enhyehyɛ ahodo bi eto apono so kyerɛ empanifo ana wo mu ahia ewo ho ha no eba beboa efom agudie ene obade ne oma wode adom ye wo ensase mu edi kan wo kyerɛ sɛ so hwɛ efom agudie a yetu ewo oman mu no a eya yenya mfaso bebre amanonefo no a wo mu beto no sɛ de yesi etuo ne ahohoro ho no wo beto kwa a wo mu ne nyamfaso na yen a ye wo oman mu Ghana man mu a agudie no yen na yetuo ne nyamfaso bia mfiri so nti edi kan no ye ne a ye ba be ye ya de friend of process gold no yen a ye be ye e wa ha enu nti ena nei gold board wonom e wo ho wo se gold board ba ye enam so ama ye nya sika bebre a ye kan ye gold reserve de ye de asie no a aye bebre e wo ho ama nei ye nam $2.7 billion a ekọ animu yie papa ebio wasi Ghana ha yetu lithium no yetumi de ye battery ye disi car yi so ye disi moto so ana ye disi car kese bia so no yetumi ye eno so ye ntu lithium no wa ha ne emfa nko ba bia ye be ye ade wa ha yi a na ya san ato ebio wa ye nhyehyeye ana se woni na pamfo ye nhyehyeye de ato ho a eno eba beboa ama ekoba se mining sector no enkonko yesa amanone fo nko a ene wo chefa kese ne mum Ghana fo ye bekuta chefa kese a ni nyina no ebeboa masan hyehyeye yi ye ne ankasa ye sikasam ene se ye fomagudie ene nneoma ye wo no yetimi atoto ne yie ye nyamfaso pa e de afiri so.
We export raw materials, raw minerals, and we import finished product. But the real value, which is jobs, technology, and revenue, is captured elsewhere. My administration is committed to moving beyond extraction to transformation. And this means that we'll be investing in the downstream industry of the mineral value chain, refining our gold and developing our jewelry industry, processing our bauxite into alumina and aluminum, converting lithium into battery components for export, and using iron ore to feed a steel industry. We must integrate mining into the broader economic framework, linking it to our manufacturing, energy, logistics, and research. That is how we build resilient and diversified economies. In the past, huge concessions were carved out for foreign mining interests. State mining assets were sold to foreign companies because we lacked the capital, the technology, and the human resources to fully exploit the natural resources that nature so bountifully blessed us with. But that situation has changed now. It is possible to raise capital. Technology is available. And Ghana has a huge human resource with expertise in every aspect of the extractive industry. We therefore believe that there should be increased participation and investments from Ghanaians in exploiting our mineral wealth. We We welcome foreign investors to partner with us in our extractive industry. We want a partnership of mutual benefit. And we commend the relationship we currently enjoy with our partners such as Goldfields, Anglo Gold, Cardinal Namdini, Newmont, and all the others. We'll soon codify our thoughts concerning increased Ghanaian participation using vehicles like our stock exchange and other instruments to increase participation of the Ghanaian private sector in our natural resource exploitation. As the world becomes more transactional in relations between countries, it becomes even more critical for us to use our natural resource endowment to create prosperity for our people. The Gold Board, a key plank in my administration strategy to reform the gold mining sector and ensure maximum benefits for Ghanaians from our gold resources, has taken off. In its short existence, it has sanitized the gold sector, ensuring maximum returns from our gold exports. Ghana's gold exports earned the country 2.7 billion. Ghana's gold exports through the PMMC and the Gold Board earned the country $2.7 billion between January and April. And this figure is expected to increase exponentially throughout the year. But the Gold Board is not only about exporting gold. It will soon roll out a track and trace system to ensure that Ghana's gold exports are procured from environmentally sustainable sources.
Yatwaka siyano soa ye call His Royal Majesty Otumfo Setutu a wotoso mienu Asantehene. Sabo dia tu edwa se ye share ketasehye proye eni akontabu a ye mu ni ye a eno eni ade kese pa etimi ekutia ye a yentimi entu eye illegal mining na nase galamsey yi esosa ohene ekasa no okasa ewo global mining summit ase ewo Kempiski ne eno odi tu edwa se eneisi ye galamsey nsem sama ekoso na eyade a edi oman no enya pa a ye twe ye gina ama yedin hihye bebre atokwam na nso kwa na akwakopem na asan abanti sabre wode kokobo ebo se yenyina yenya hweyie na yemma yensu no ani entene mo ho ban na nyese bedrumrebi no ensu ho ebekọ atwe enti aban emfa hyehyeye engu akwam ebetimi agina na etu sankofo nyina esosa na fei yekọ yenim no etimi yi eye galamsey yi efri ho no mkra fei wo sanso ede abasobobo eye aban ne se ye good for oil policy na wo se ye papapa boa amasabre ne wo hye wo mo a anase enwumaku a omutu efoma gudie na ebiemu ama wo mo etimi aye adwuma yi amenetimi akoso se de be ya de omunya free mu bia no so no etimi akwanyimu yi.
It cannot be denied that the cocktail of regulatory failures, political miscalculations, and corruption have combined to make the task of curbing the menace more challenging. But there's no issue here which is insoluble. We have an opportunity to calmly dissect the policy options and tools available to deal with the problem. I feel sure it is within the capacity of this gathering of industry experts, end users and policymakers to fashion our solutions that work for the good of the nation. I feel obliged, however, to call for a sense of perspective. The mining industry has had its challenges in recent years, symbolized more forcibly by the near collapse of Anglo Gold Ashanti in Obuasi, but Obuasi is back on track, and overall the industry to me is in robust health. Almost all our major companies are improving on their performance. The emergence of the new Gold Board is a creative initiative with new horizons for the industry, increasing the raising prospects for more investments and higher yields. As I'm sure we will hear from the Minister for Lands, who will be speaking later, the outlook for the future is truly great, with increasing evidence of the presence of some of the new critical minerals the world needs to drive the new green economy. Unfortunately, we are in danger of diverting our attention from the bright prospects ahead onto the avoidable pitfalls of illicit mining. For the sake of the nation, please let us hold our nerves and allow ourselves to unwittingly obstruct the path to an even more robust industry.
Sure.
Adesema mayanya boafo nkrato edikan emra sisia. Ebusiafo ye mamo akwa abaye to akase bono eso na yeda so ewo dwumedi a akoso a wonom eka gold ho asem ye hwe entotoye na no na enam so amama mpanyi John Dramani Mahama chese emfaso pa ye benya ede afri efomagudie tuomu no esese Ghana dihye bia enya bie enti ekwan bia wono so befa so a ye betumi enya bie no wo behwe ama ebi aso obi aso enu nti enenei aban wo hwe investors afei minus nankasa wo mutu fomagudie wo mo ka bia ewom wo ka che wo so wo nka wo ho emom na wo ka wo ho abom no na enu so eboa ama de ye hwehwe entotoye ene ehhehye papa ebebo mamu no ne Ghana de hye nyina no ye nyina ye nsa aka ne pepepe.
Artisanal miners are not enemies of the state. If properly trained and supported, they can be allies in our development. Working together with the small-scale mining sector, we will reclaim our forest reserves and restore the purity of our water bodies. Our river guards are working on clearing mining activities in our water bodies and on the banks of our rivers. We've successfully, as the minister told you, we have successfully cleared illegal miners out of 8 out of the 9 no-go zone forest reserves. We will track excavators, as the minister said, in order to know whether they are being used for illegal mining or not. And we intend to change the permitting regime. Ghana has more excavators in this country than in the whole of Africa. We're going to change the permitting regime. You will not be allowed to import an excavator or put it on a ship unless you get a permit before you can ship an excavator.
Yet waka say so Owura Duncan Amoa Executive Secretary ma Chamber of Petroleum Consumers na ene ewo UTV so wone UTV etwetwe nkomo no panyini echire mu se ene si ye hye fanwo a akofom a wo se esese obi a egitum yenyina yenyintum na ye hye ni mu se mpo ebetimi asan yakọ ne form so dodo na fe so wo se wo hye petroleum agencies na ebi mo de to aban ene o mampanyini nim se de ye sika no esi enya hoden ama dollar no ekosoro no enko mampanyini enso ne mudi ongina honomo a na wo mu enkuram se de be o betimi atua wo maka anase wo mayika yede enyina awie ansana wo mu asenya hyese bia dollar no besen akofom bi wako eno no panyini se de bi yegituma yenye ye no nko ade ye montumo
petrol bono enne ye ka say eswati eye but ubi samia based on numbers ayewo within the industry no and so no cry enye ende no enye papa ultimate na a country the unspoken rule no chere say enka 1 liter $1 now so ende no $1 na begina 10 cedi 20 something pesos. And so petrol no yeah turn to 12 cedi 54 pesos 53. I mean, and yet I was see a tissue become home. The argument is that I saw tinti kayenfa sika no kotua IPP sika. Petrol bo it determine be bia in your economy. Or cost of transport, or cost of goods and services. Be bia be cost for more. Petrol bo so eka hobi. So I say a ton petrol 10 cedis. Na ye ton 12 cedis. Ema wore mfi se ochena entiso bre edru na nka wose yetiso yetumu entumu breba na wose yetumu a inse se betumu free 10 cedi no e de akọ bi a 11 na 10 cedi 40 no na because yentimi antiso amedru ba bia Ghana for nka wose ebedru no eba se e reverse ne ye betumu a na entumu ne ko boom because se over 1% of 10 Ghana, lesser than 1% of 12 Ghana. And unti se was a sote at this time. Na Ghana for nya home for sure to around 10-11 Ghana cedis. Yen ni ento so nyai excuses na. Oil companies akese ni bi. Se me no work saying BDC bo 8 cedis a liter. Na what the taxes of 3 cedi 27 pesos empoka ho a enka 11 cedi 27 ubetimi aton sa wo de wa margin po 50 pesos or 60 pesos 70 pesos 75 na de kan ho a enka wo ye below 12 Ghana cedis enso ebinom bo se me no ka say aso nam 12 cedis 53 pesos adenti nti Ghana for yemie yani se akese no monte so na nketo an bete so a yenko mo honkotofo
Yanko Yoko ni yanko hwede ekoso ewo ho yenim se na wotwe entam nie na Yoko wonum eche chairman wuntumi Asantehene Mantem MPP chairman woche no ewo kwadu a wode ebo no ehonam so ma ebeto dwa se belia wode etu ni tiriso eye bese 50 million Ghana cedis ye hwa edom kuma no wo makasa fa ho kra kokotena fom nyina ewo ho sese yenim de ekoso anopai ebe nyina no yate nsem ahodo wo kire se wo mo aye filing bi ama no ebi kra ka se owura Brian Champon de ejapade a ebetimi ebeli no nyina akọ ene ne ekeka ho yenim no kure wom sesi a yekasa di asem na ekoso yense ntro ni prince akwa ono de wadi akire pa nim de ekoso yenko bisa ne se nwumre de na ekọ prince otime nka ma joy
oba beto nka ma joy so
yo de mekeka nyina no efra no pa besi sabre yakosi sei na de na ekoso
yema Ghana fo nyina akwa ba biem na emepiem oyoko nyina yenim sebe na oche mu eni na Eura penalty entry post yakon okopima Asantehene Mantem a na ho tedi Eura chama wuntumi na opani bi piem e wa hanbese na obepiem ne lawyers eni edi nkoma wie na Eura Brian Champon opani abetifi ma so dwani onso chire mu se enima bi na mpani post no se ombe hia se ne etoma opani na pia bonten no omonsa aka nchonge bi omo arihim se enne de yebetumi eyi opani ne besi sa brema no okasai party fo wo fi Asantehene Mantem bi piem wa hanu se nyina no eda so wa hanu se ya post fo no gu ha enya de a Eura Justin Kodua mo Brian Champon mo ne lawyers ahodo oka ho no wa pia ba bonten wo nyina wo inside ho no mo a ye nimi ne akwakosi e ho no mo na asem we se ntino mamene Asantehene Mantem okoko piem ho no mo a branch Kennedy Minta ono deputy youth organizer mamene ni manhia south no fokoshe yenim komostima na president opening mo akwa ba UTV so
mejusumini
afa kwabo chingwa bet na fiti sa abra na desi pempensu ye chede hu de eko mabamu ye buana
ya bamu de emuye na meka se sendie so toy ne sa na wi abaye wachi obi ene ka ho china ka ho a na wachi bone be no odi bone be ka na wuntumi edi even ka bibi kra na charge sound ball manka mansan na se wiase nyina emu minia se be kan kra obi se den who clear charges se dia bo wuntumi se si am no ka se ni nyina yem patch wo se yem fa surety nga na champo dia na so akofa we nyina aba enti edia de pa na aka mo verification ti e ba free akomache e doduru anche se mo verify e bi dia sa surety na wa ha mo kunu nyina edia pa na aka na they say o my say ya no because ya ba ya be say o mo kire say o da ko ma ba so o mo ma wuntumi ndi mo nchi omnyansa na wuchi onyansa yeso e ka che Ghana for ye nka hwe that say the things to toy and stand area be when we get to the bridge we know how to process ya onko for wa ba ma every that na ka be to the perform double salary na so ni nyina no penifo say no o to political class na emwa ya nka hwe mo mu tua e sa so no obi so 47 checks da hokwa no clear ya ba ye say no we businessman take me gu na adwuma ya ka so okoi so obi pa ye boni a ye ni tum na woche o fa ne nko court and one source woman bail on idea na dia bon be ye nka hwe say o ma nyi wuntumi a ye de be dim na so na mom ye ka kire Ghana ni bia through NDC for maburu no obi are going to pay for the price say o some je fi o ye o some boku je to abla ko ye o some jata do
threat analysis
and threat na mom ye se kokon afro so de obi be so enso for say ye de adu be de be so ye ka kire say teni so toy na sa na bia ebebo
but I say ma me interest me to me ne openi ba kon also edi nkomo Eura bright appear okay so we got the appear yes on also kita the position I was Asantehene Mantem wa munya be pe openi obo red abegina say dey say be oko 1 week and we so far red pujan be ho
minia me assistant secretary Max from constituency na the ekoso no ya re ho se me didi say Ghana for enhu say se wuntumi aye bone a yen pa ne court na nkin ko dinastem ye won kofo a o ma ye bone a ya o mo bone no akɔ court of competent jurisdiction ama ya sentence wo and then adeɛ baako a mehu ayɛ ma brɛho ne sɛ yɛnua yɛbra panyin Oforiata special prosecutor akɔ declare no wanted abra saa special prosecutor ya no wɔ hɔ no ye jeli obi Maslock CEO for 10 good years ye osani pa no up to now ye declare no wanted ono ko ye fugitive na ya court na a sentence no ye declare no wanted ye nipa bia wadi boni bia no ye ntai na chi sɛ ɔmfa ne hundi ye de ɔmfa ne court nipa ti wuntumi akyem for 1 whole week wuntumi fa tansa bia ma no ye sɛ enoma ekoso ni nyina kɔyɛ sɛ enoma ye di delay sɛ ye betwe na so keke and yate sɛ yaka sɛ yɛntwe na so keke ne yɛfiri wuntumi susu a ye ni national officer for mabɔ ne din sɛ yɛfiri ne so ɛbɛkɔ ne so ni nyina so yate nti ɔman no sɛ ne yɛkyekyere no na to da bia ya na ɛya sɛ obadwene empanyimfo bi badwene man ho sɛ ebia adebɔne bi course na de we de sɛ yanyɛ no manso sem bebre na sɛ ɔman sika kwa na akodi baabi na benya kwan so agye sika na yɛngye no a me nua ne kan wasɛm about double salary no ne nyinaa kɔ so wɔ man mu media fo mu yɛ awɔ
nti me amenda se bebre na Prince and the honorable man submit me woman organize okay or agenda nti no meje mu wa ha e dey ama mame
aha na me o kasa no ka sɛ mpanimfo ni nyinaa wɔ inside ɔmo mpieye ana sɛ ɔmo ebi kɔ ɛna ye bi ɔmo twɛnse ye beyi no sɛdeɛ na wosi ɛkane sanse na wo ne ɔmo kasa ni nti asɛ ɛfa so saa enti sɛsi ano wine wo inside a ɔmo mpie abɔnten besi sabre
sabre no obi a menim so wo inside yera brana champa wo inside yera and the apia could be the lawyer lead counsel DSK and also we inside which the general secretary we inside afi eno the DNA amofa some say lawyer afuapa sorry eno kafuapa also we inside and then mpanifo bi a ebi edin no bibi nti bi na keep me kaka and also nti no nyina no we inside but omo bi a mefa ne say yewura Dr. Yawadichum eba ha wasan na chi okọ nyo no nko a ojesu MP aha ono so be pie mu aha no omukọ nti won a oba ni bebe no ekoba dem won a wo inside one dey omo da so former regional minister Dira Simon Osemensa ono so eda so we inside
na chese Prince na chese omo wo inside no na twen se omo de chama huntumi be pie
omo na tete ye na ye hwe anim so omo mu pie ba na wo be ka so anye ye dia na chese wo so obi adi akire bi ekoba tete ne dia omo da so we inside one mint ye bi anyama ko is a room for egoyi people no aha
all right ya da se koso ana edi akire bibi ebesi biara na wati aye na so ewa ha abusuafo ye nsentro ni Prince Akwa na ode efri yoko chema huntumi oda so ewo ho a wo se mpanimfo so wo insider wo mu MPA abonti
ya to akase no so asabre Asantehene otumfo se tutu otoso mienu ena ode abaso kese kode ama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama se waye na famude se Ghana ni mapana sabre wode Ghana akọ enimu omampanyini se won koso a enkura ne sunsumu saa yokoduro ene Ghana ni mapautu hoache adwuma wo ya wode ebo ne homodene ema hawa ne oman Ghana FM no nkaka wotu eso enkunim saso ena otumfo se tutu otoso mienu esan de abasobobiom ema omampanyini abre okopie mu omampanyini atena be ene wo se onkoso a na sede wo si ehye Ghana fo bo wode 120 days esi honomo ene Ghana fo ko contract no wo se wo bona baso se wotimi edi so afei wo se kokobo no de bo de ama eye asoafo omampanyini apa wo mo so mo hwe bre omampanyini esi bre yansa na Ghana fo de tumi ema no wo mo hwe na dwumedi poti omampanyini ahye wo so mo ni no eno wo mo hwem na wo mo nye wo mo hwe na wo mo ndi omampanyini hwamo
Mampany said you said no or say now when you had more open in swim or say on the Namunara Moba and they say Papa Fujina, but I said, Oba, you city. Yom. Si nyame gyina akyire ɛde mpaebɔ nyame adom maganafo nyinaa ato abama wɔ sɛbe ɛdi na wotwe mmienu aba sɛbe manhyia so bɛhwɛ ɔde nyinaa otumfoɔ Yom. Si wanti antena koraa wogya dwumadie nyinaa sɛ bɛto hɔ sɛ woba bɛkyia Asanteman wobɛkyia wowura saa deɛ woyɛyɛ no ɛyɛ otumfoɔ fɛ ɛyɛ Asanteman yie fɛ papapapapapapapa sɛ ɛfiri hɔ soso ɛne di w'akyi woatoa so a wototo wo nneɛma ne ma woyɛ nyinaa no ne di akyiri a wototo no makamakamakamakamakama Yom. Ɔse sɛbe nneɛma waka sɛm a sɛbe wɔhyehyɛ ne nyinaa n'ani di akyire deɛ ɔsɛ sɛ Nyankopɔn ɛmoa wo na deɛ woyɛ biara no ɛnyɛ yie kamakamakamakama mampanyin sɛ deɛ ɔyɛ ka kyerɛw no ɔsɛ ɔne wo dada sɛ waho brase si teɛ onima woyɛ ɛnyɛ nnɛ na sɛbe oni wɔ to oni wɔ yi mmerɛ yi a sɛbe ɔsaba ne mpɛ no so yi mɛ ɛnsesa fa saa de no ara na nyame edi w'anim ma biribi a woyɛ bia so ɛnyɛ nkɔsoɔ Yom. Ɔsinti na ɔka so oni wɔ no to onum sɛ sɛbe ahomaso no de ɛma na matumi no so emewura wo na de w'anim no a waka no hwɛ na nyame ɔmoa wo na nanam sɛ wafo nyina w'akyi na deɛ ɛsi wo no so no mmerɛ mu sɛbe baayɛ dwumadi a wodie ne ma woka yɛ nyinara bunkunta sɛbe na wɔha adwonu no sɛbe hwɛ ne ma woka yɛ nyinaa ampa abam ama yɛ bunkunta no ane ba ha resi so bunkunta na kenkan bi ahwɛ ne nyinaa hu sɛ sɛbe biribiara ɛkɔ so ano pɛpɛɛpɛ sɛ sɛbe bosomi nsia pɛpɛpɛ ne yɛwura yi ne ma wayɛ no enwie yɛ pɛpɛɛpɛ deɛ onum sɛ animu no wa na nso wayɛ no ɛso sɛ Ghanafoɔ gyidie yi nyama wɔ no yɛhwɛ wɔ anim sɛ sɛbe onum sɛ woyɛ nipa wotumi nyɛ ne nyinaa ɔsɛ sɛbe wontumi nyɛ ne nyinaa ɔsɛ sɛbe deɛ ɔka kyerɛ no sɛ fa kokoduro n'enya ahoɔden deɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ biara no yɛma no nsi na wo sɛ ampa deɛ wayɛ ni
abusua yɛnyɛ aboafoɔ nkrato ɛtɔ so mmienu mmra sisia
Awusiafo ya mamo akwaba yetoa kase no eso. Enra ena adekefefe bi adekesie bi esiye ewo Greater Accra region anasenka mantemu hase. Ni nyina eye Dr. Osei Kwame despite Kofaribai. We bie museum kesie pa ayebi ensi da me hahamani ameka se ebibiremu hase krampodie yehu ne so se anase ebida na enam so Emma His Royal Majesty Otumfo say tutu eye Asantehene a otoso mienu etieti na chacha mu ebepie mu wonkran krodue mu hasei enyo no nko na ene ne mpanyimfo bebere ka ho ompanyi dada eye John Ajikumkufo ebepie mu engineers and planners CEO ono aso ene ye Jata Cement CEO eye Ora Ibrahim Mahama Oshe National Democratic Congress Party Chairman Oresidun Ketia ayeka General Mosquito yankasa yade nyina Chief of Staff eye Ora Julius Debra ebepiem wo hono nso bi tesempanyfo ne de abusuafo nurse wani ense wo ka kire na eye Dr. Osei Kwame despite ninwia Dr. Enesofo Wisapon no ohobi na mpanyfo yi enyina board na echidom eye His Royal Majesty Otumfo say tutuma no so mamu twaye ma sa bredie ye bie eye despite automobile museum say ene course
na wotwe wie abakwasem a ebi nkasa adan wo so ne ho da enkenya ne ho da mpusu ne ho da ena ekasa ye ewa bibiman mu ekasa ye wo manjasema Ghana ntwea so ne ntwiro so ene enkramantam mu people ena kira say Otumfo se dutu ababi e woto so mienu Asantehene the King Solomon of our time wote kokoso na naba bepie mu ewo enkramantam mu hanomo enkramantam pumpuni asase so wode na tita pa nyina ebe man de kronkron ne nana Dr. Osei Kwame despite what say me de tita brew despite automobile museum a why ne kama now di ashanya wodo ai ko twiko bata ko breman ewiase nyina ahyemu ma se be se enye akwantempon anase enye abakwasem emfama dachi nchirima na wonum so emma wonum mfo wo mani ko twawisi wonwene santamu embebo wani akonhoma na wonum enhwe ashanya wodo a ewo wiase nyina no wose meta wachi ama wabia no enti enye wobaye beboa ma commission no eye soronko na enye ahogo no so akwabrane abrempon etitiri enintire wo mu nyina ede titapa ebe ma wonuam bema Dr. Osei Kwame despite Emma wetimi ebie ne despite automobile museum no ano Emma no ye fese na we no ohwa eya ne dra wo ewo ahyanwo baburu bese mfinhia aduasa over 30 years passion for collecting vehicles no eno so ena wonam a wode amani so ade no we nyina no abamu ebesan so akire dachi nchirima ede afa enioma ne akade ene bibibia
Adeshima mana ye toaso ede akwakosi enkramantem asei so afo ono so ebepie ye ebehwe adefefa enra yewura oba bebia no ye ne ankasa ye papa Dr. Osei Kwame despite wakeka antique cars abomu no aye no museum se obi amehwe bie na eye mame Linda ohene wa akwele oklu ode nsem tudwa efa adefefa nani odi behu ye no
adefe na wapa wontuma enti o invite ye say yembra yemfa ye nyonyam embeta ejumedi na echi ye nyina ye can despite ye nimni despite ye ama the entire your friends a country enti you wouldn't be surprised. Look at a lot of dignitaries omoba has omoba beta na echi say be ejumedi na be koso ampa so ejumedi na akoso kama enti asidani e di bema otwendi amponya me say wama enede wama yenkwa ene yedi atai dwumedi echi a aye successful amaye. Oh, I feel so happy we ebebie kwayama amanfo ahuro meka investors omubeba abehwe we friends UTV where it was live mu yini live emma obi kwa friends say we mi o UTV and am say yes it's live UTV inti akwa echire inti me gidi say we be ma more investors are there abakom ha abehwe near Ghana nso wo emma diaspora yes inti aye bibi aye fe ana me sa there radias asaba Greater Accra You can't Greater Accra there. In fact, the center of governance. BBA wa hase. Enti ye better that say. See, I'm a catcher na and say Nyankopon shano. Na oman ahoden special favor. Na onsa man your friend is saying on be kwan e man say be ya ne ye hu ne ye be hu ne mo why employ a lot of the youth saa ne ye hwehwe say be ya be bie kwan ama ye youth na nye adwuma ye. So these are some of the things I expect to say ye be hu more often. In fact ye can okuku damfo a or ye can adwuma e wo your friends say Greater Accra and I say Ghana omo bia omo ama the youth the chance. Me did say sa museum ye bie nso e be bie kwan ama amanfo anye adwuma ye nti ne ameka che na ne say Yankopon hia no oma ne kwantenten na he should live na on see the fruit of his labor. And I'm saying that obi bias, in fact obi bia wa happy everybody matters e wa ha. Me sanda etiefo nyina ahwefo nyina adofo nyina yedam asanye mu anka ye ni ase UTV nso Yankopon hia mu de mu wo bia UTV everywhere you go mu on Yankopon hia mu na edwuma paso amoye e magana for Yankopon.
Abusiafo ahase ne yede kase bono esie mayanfa president ntwi ese anwumre ansa ne ada chanopa osori na ade bi atwu se ye wa ahodo ne nsa triple action sanso na ye wo herbal na fe ye wo chauko ni nyina ye kama ansa na nkwala ne de no eka ho enti abusua nchemfa obi abegya ne so enime de abusua atare ehyebi we clothing palace omo ene de ehye do ada de maka kiro kama pentade bi bia wo ho a oba unsa ebeka bi 0271 998313 0271998313
Saso and Blazers Ghana and Sheme Matadi you go PM Shall Butcher if any Blazers trousers it is offices in Tadi now will be Blazers Ghana friend it was 0242 675152